Hi, this is Dave Seaman and you're watching DJsounds. We're at my house in deepest, darkest Nottinghamshire, just getting a demonstration of the new CDJ 2000s, which is very exciting, and can't wait to get my hands on a pair really. 2009 has been it's been a good year all told. I think the scene's still really healthy around the world. I mean, you know, there has been an effect from the global recession, that's for sure. But I think kind of the people that generally go clubbing, you know, 18 to 25-year-olds generally, or, you know, up to 30-year-olds, are probably least affected by the recession. You know, they maybe haven't got families and mortgages and stuff. So, and even the people that have, I think, you know, if you've got some money left at the end of the month, at the end of the week, then you want to go and forget about your daily problems and go clubbing. So you know, clubbing's kind of a little bit recession-proof in that sort of way. But obviously, the big companies and some of the big events have been affected because big companies are not putting in the sponsorship money that they might have been. But I think all told, it's been a good year. It's been quite exciting musically, as always. There's always loads of great music out there. It's just a case of finding it, and sometimes it takes a lot of time to wade through to find the stuff that you want, as we're becoming ever more saturated by more and more tunes every week. But I think it's been a good year. It's nice to see some melody and some soul coming back into music. I think it's been a bit too linear and a bit too tracky and stuff for a little while. So yeah, we're all on 2010, but 2009's been a good one. But yeah, I'm still running audio therapy, which has been going now for 10 years almost. Although we did have a bit of a false start. We put our first track out in 1999 and it got swallowed up by a major. They bought it off us, and then we ended up not putting another one out for about 3 years. So we got distracted by lots of other things, or anything shiny basically distracted us for a while. But we kind of got going, and still going well. I mean, it's really tough running a record label at the moment. The margin, you know, physical sales are down and go down a lot quicker than I think anybody really anticipated. But the margins on the digital side of things are so much smaller. You have to sell so many more copies that everybody's having to keep their overheads down a lot more than we were during those glory years in the 90s here in the UK for selling music. And you know, we're still enjoying it. You know, we love. I mean, the thing for me especially is finding music from around the world, music that I'm given when I go to clubs, or get sent through links or through MySpace or Facebook or whatever it may be, and then putting the package together and trying to you know, and then just giving these people a platform, putting the music out. The thing for about the CDJ 2000 for me is the ability to prepare stuff before, you know, you go out. The idea of the software, the record box software, and being able to, you know, choose your tracks and then actually put loops and cue points into that, and then have that ready to go. So it's more, you're creating more of a performance, and then it remembers everything as well. So you know, that's, if you're doing something on the fly and it's live and it's great, but next time you can remember it. So you're constantly evolving a set, and you're constantly building things and just putting your own identity on things. You know, you're not just playing the records in the same way anybody else, or the tracks that in the same, still say records, playing the tracks in the same way that anybody else would. You know, you're doing it your way. You're putting your stamp on things. It's like an analogy that I use a lot is the composer, the classical conductor. The composer, the conductor, is where, you know, you might be with an orchestra, you might get two different conductors, and the way that the sound comes out is completely different because they stamp their identity on a piece of music. So I think that's one of the most exciting things, you know. I mean, of course, to be able to turn up with a USB stick or an SD card and just off you go is for somebody who travels a lot. I mean, I was so glad to see the back of record boxes. And I won't be sorry to see the back of CD wallets as well, to be honest. All that burning and stuff in, you know, and having to keep doing that in hotel rooms. I'd much rather be getting down to the exact bits that I wanted of tracks and keeping it on file and plugging in wherever I went, and off we go. It's very exciting. I've done a lot of mix compilations in my DJ career. In fact, I'll tell you, I know because I counted them the other day. It's 26 I've just finished. The Renaissance one this year. The actual physical CDs that have come out, and you'd think I'd kind of got the hang of it by now, but it's not really the case. Every one throws up a new challenge and a new set of problems to overcome, and in some ways it's getting more difficult with the event of iTunes becoming such an important part of selling the albums and stuff. So there's new rules and regulations with regards to the digital download rights and things that you have to take into account. And it's, you know, a lot of people just think that we kind of get a load of tunes together and mix them one day and give it to the record label and it's out a few days later, and it really isn't. It's almost like a 4 or 5 month process now from getting the tracks originally and waiting, you know, telling everybody that I'm about to do an album, getting in lots and lots of music, wading through it all and sending out a wish list of things I'd like and seeing what comes back, what I can have, what I can't have, and then trying to fix it together, and then you might not get something that you thought you had, and you have to try and fill the gap with something else, and this could go on for a long time, because it is a labour of love. I really spend a lot of time trying to craft mixed compilations. I don't just see it as, you know, going from one track to the next. There's lots of editing, lots of nipping and tucking. It's all about the flow of the album from word go right to the very end. You know, it's the whole cliched thing when DJs talk about journeys, and you know, it sometimes makes me think of bus drivers. Some journeys that I hear, supposed ones. But if you really do it well and really put the time and effort in, which I hope that shines through in what I do, it can be, you know, a few weeks putting some of these mixes together and because it's, you know, every time you have to listen back to the whole piece, you can't just listen to it, and I'd say you have to listen to the whole album, which is over an hour each time, and then you go back and nip and tuck and you listen to it again for an hour, and it's 2 CDs, so you know your day could be spent listening to this thing over and over and over again, crafting and just getting it exactly perfect. But you know, at the end, that's what you try to strive for, something that's still going to be listened to in years' time, and still stands the test of time. You know, and the whole idea of, you know, I have some people argue with me about, well, DJs, you should have 2 turntables and a mixer, and you know, you should go. That's a live thing. If you want to listen to a DJ live, you go listen to him live. That's great. But it's like saying a band like the Beatles should never have done Sgt. Pepper. They should only have done live at the Hollywood Bowl. It's just a ridiculous argument. The art of mixing is so much more than 2 turntables and a mixer, and what this whole scene was built on technology and the sampler. And so that should be embraced. The art of mixing should be taken as far as it can possibly be done, you know, in the technology that we've got. And now with things like Ableton Live, you know, it's a case of knowing when to stop, because you can go too far. People do fiddle too much with things sometimes, so it's about keeping the essence of all that's great about all the music that you're putting together, but stamping your identity on it by the way that you put it together. You know, because you could have 2 DJs, 10 records, same order, and it would sound completely different. So it's how you put it together. And I said this year that I'd probably never do another one again because it was took so long, but that's kind of worn off again. I probably will.